Everybody's jumping on the whole Gen X bandwagon, bashing Gen X or talking about Gen X or all these comparisons of Gen X. Well, what better way to learn about Gen X from a Gen Xer himself and a few of my own personal experiences. So let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. Presidente here with another video. Yes, we're going to talk about Gen X and a few of my experiences and a few maybe misconceptions that people have about Gen X. And one of them is that Gen Xers are a product of baby boomers. And that is not necessarily true. I'll tell you why. Okay, my parents were from the greatest generation. My dad was a World War II and Korean War veteran. Okay, he was not a baby boomer. He produced baby boomers and Gen X because I came on along a little late. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, my dad was a tough dude, very tough dude, hardened dude. And if you've heard people talk about the whole hands-off approach that Gen Xers got, well, I didn't really have that. And my older siblings, for sure, he was very much hands-on. If you know what I'm saying, that type of thing, okay? But, of course, he was a lot older by the time I rolled around. So by the time I was in my teens, you know, things. But I saw the toughness. I saw the toughness early on, so I knew. And I was fortunate enough to be able to learn from my siblings' experiences, so I didn't get that treatment. But let me tell you, experience, like, to talk about toys. I mean, there's this one toy that had outdoor toy supposed to use in the grass out there. I'm talking about the old hoppity hop. I'm gonna put a picture right now. See, yes, it was outdoor. It was a big inflated rubber ball that you bounced around on. Here's another picture. Yeah, that's kind of cute. They show it with an adult with a girl with a rather large. That would be fun to watch. But this was for kids. This wasn't for adults. This was for kids. It was hoppity hops. Well, like I said, they were to be done or to be used outside on the grass. Well, we had them indoors and it was tile floor. And this younger couple was visiting my parents, and they had kids just a little bit younger than I was at the time. I don't remember. I was probably, 9, 10, maybe a little older. Who knows? But my dad said, I don't want y'all playing with those hoppity hops right now. We got company. Well, one of the kids didn't really care what my dad said, and he got on one of the hoppity hops and started bouncing around, and boom, he flies back, cracks his skull on that ceramic tile. It was hard tile too, and he's bleeding. My dad goes over and grabs a Band-Aid, like a little small Band-Aid, and puts it on the back of his cracked skull, puts it in the back, and sends him on his way. Well, kids' parents are horrified, so they end up leaving. But that's the kind of toughness that I grew up around, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm Gen X because of where my birthday was, but yeah, there was a lot of influence from their generation too. Yeah, baby boomers and all that, but there was a whole lot of us that had older parents, okay, that weren't necessarily baby boomers. So that's a misconception I wanted to clarify there. You know, I'm Gen X from a tough generation. Speaking about toughness, I grew up first forming years in Florida, but then most of my, I guess preteen through teen years up to graduating in high school, I grew up in Costa Rica. And I guess Gen X kind of, it goes beyond borders. So down there, you know, the people that grew up around me, of course, same Gen X, the school there and the kids there, and this is elementary school, okay? You know how they toughened us up? They'll go around and smack you in the balls. I swear that is true. That is true to truth. You go around and boys to each other. Even the teacher would get in on it. I swear that is a fact. Nowadays, that would be harassment. That would be all kinds of stuff. But that's how it toughened you up, and you learned your reflexes, right? Because after you get tapped a few times down there, you're going to be watching out. You're going to be watching out, and you're going to start blocking. You're going to start moving a little faster about, and you're going to be aware because, yeah, you expected your little jackass classmates to do it to you, but you didn't expect the teacher to come around and doing it. Hey, you're too slow. I got you good. Holy moly. It's a miracle I had kids. So talking about siblings, we fought. Not my older siblings, but the closer sister in age to me. And, you know, we were very close, but we also had our moments. And I don't remember exactly how it happened. I think I have some trauma and I just deleted that from my brain. But she stuck a pencil in my arm. And yeah, a pencil. Not these little mechanical pencils. I'm talking about a number 2 pencil, sharpened. You know, you got a point like that will kill you. If you're John Wick, you can kill people with that stuff. And so she stuck it in my arm. And nothing was done about it. I mean, she just stuck it in my arm for whatever reason it was. I didn't go to my dad or to my mom to tell that, you know, no, you don't believe me. You don't believe. You see that right there? You see that right there? No, it's not a mole. It's not melanoma. That is graphite. That's the pencil lead or graphite inside my arm. It's been there since I was like 10. All right? Yeah. Okay? Nowadays, kids, something like that would happen. Oh, my goodness. CPS would be at the door. Their parents are not watching the kids, you know. No. Took it in stride. Lived to take more lead the next day. Finding your skill was totally different growing up as Gen X, okay? Nowadays, they go to counselors and they talk about it, show you some slides, some videos, and push certain things like, you know, underwater basket weaving and women's studies and stuff like that have absolutely no value. But we learned a different way. You know how we learned? We learned by tearing shit up. That's right. We learned about tearing shit up. Or learned by tearing shit up, I should say. There was 2 Walkmans. Now, Walkmans, you got to understand, this was early 80s. And one was a Walkman radio. The other one was a Walkman tape player. And I loved them. They were great. And you know, to me, it was like electronic stuff. And so I was curious as to what was inside. So I took them apart. One I was able to put back together. I was like, that's pretty cool. The other one I could not put back together. And that one belonged to my mom. And got my ass whooped for that. Because, you know, I couldn't get it to work. Ironically, I took a career in electronics. So see the correlation? See that? Tear up shit in electronics, Walkmans, end up in a career in electronics. A friend of mine, he was in his teens and we were trying to build something. I forget what it was. I think he was trying to build like a wooden bird cage, and he's in home and he's cutting a board, and he's cutting, well, he doesn't know because he had it up against the couch. Well, he wasn't aware that when he was going down, the teeth of the saw were catching that couch at his house. And he cut the board all right, but he cut a big old gouge in the family living room couch. Now, these were families of meager means, and he basically destroyed some of his family's furniture. I didn't hear from him for a few days after that. But guess what? He became a carpenter in construction. Career choice. See? Messed up, but that's what he needed to get him pushed on his way. And this other one, you know, he had this. He's a goat farmer now, but let's skip that one. Anyway, those are some examples of growing up Gen X. Totally different than what you see now. Yeah, we were pretty tough. I'd like to say we're still as tough now, but I'm tired, and I just did some stuff with construction for like an hour, and let me tell you, doing construction stuff in your 50s is a lot different than doing it in your 20s and 30s. I'm glad I did electronics, I'll tell you that, because man, it'll take it out of you, but it's a good career to go into. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget the memes, like and subscribe.